While I'm finishing putting the braces on the dolly for the body, my ace mechanic here is taking off the bolts holding the manifold on. Okay, take it out of there. That's a header. Try moving it back. You know what?
You have to take some more stuff.
Take those off and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
9/16.
9/16?
Yep.
Hey! Removed an exhaust pipe.
My helper has taken off the exhaust manifold. Take it out of there, buddy. He took out the exhaust pipe piece that was still left.
And now we're going to take out the other piece.
Taking out the exhaust manifold.
This is lighter than it looks.
Comes out a lot easier without that extra exhaust piece.
Hey, this is lighter than it looks.
So we're going to be a little disjointed in how we are doing things here. I'm going to try to push this back into the shop here so that the tail end's not hanging out, so that we can pull the engine and transmission. So because it's running late on time, and unfortunately my helper is leaving town tomorrow to go back home, we've decided to try to take the transmission and engine out this afternoon, and I'll deal with the rest of the dolly for the body and moving the dolly. But if I can get the engine and transmission out of here, it'll be light to push the chassis. So we want to take the fuel pump off, but there is a little bit of gas in the tank, so we don't want it to siphon out whenever we take the fuel pump off, because that's lower than the tank. So there's a couple rubber hoses, which, as you well know, I always replace.
Yeah.
This is the vent that goes back to the gas tank. We're going to snip that. And there's...
I say we roll this in a little bit, because
there's a supply. I'm getting ready to do that, Simon.
Okay.
There's a supply and a return line over on this side that I'm going to do the same thing. And that way, whenever we disconnect the fuel pump, the only thing that's going to come out is what's in that line. Nothing more.
Yeah, we want everything except the fuel tank to come out.
So we're going to take off the fuel pump. Simon's after an extension because that's one of the places where a long extension gets you out of the way of a bunch of
I can't find
stuff.
where the extensions are.
They are in that bottom drawer there. First thing, as always, I'm not reusing these hoses, even though they're expensive because they're formed. Don't know actually what I'm
This
going
good?
to.
This good?
A little longer than that, buddy.
That's the fuel?
That's some fuel leaking out. A few drops.
It's
Actually,
not,
most of
and
it.
that's not enough to set anything on fire.
Well, it is.
Seriously?
So you don't want to make any sparks.
Are we going to be making this good?
Yeah. turn on this other light here.
Yeah. Oh, it smells like fuel now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna open the door a little bit.
Just to get that fuel out.
Get some fresh air in.
And honestly, that smell of the rain will definitely help. I love that smell.
It's not good for you though.
The smell of rain.
This is actually one of those places where there's a good use for a long extension. And actually, with the body on the car, you can get a longer extension than this. Stick it through the wheel well, and it actually will reach.
There we go.
And it's much easier than trying to fiddle with the bolts down there.
I wish I had an air mask right now. That's all it uses. It smells of it. Oh, it smells.
There's two 7/16 bolts holding that on. And while he's doing that, I am going to take the fuel line that goes to the carburetor off, because I think we can just take that all off as one piece.
Bolt number one done.
Both of them undone?
No, bolt number one.
Bolt number one, okay.
Not bolt number two.
Let me pass you. Try to take this connection off. And I think I might have the wrong size wrench. Now that I get a closer look at it. Be a 5/8 instead of a 9/16.
You can still close up.
No, I'm talking about the other.
It's coming. It's jiggling.
Jiggling.
We're getting jigglination. I don't even know if that's a real word, but I know it is. Bolt number two undone. Yeah, we had jubilation and it still hasn't come off.
Yeah, well, it won't come off until we get this freed up. And usually you need to get that freed up at the bottom too, but with the body off, we might be able to do it here.
Yeah. We ain't creating any sparks, is what I mean. It is pouring out there.
Wow.
I have an idea. Oh. Hold on.
That is on there pretty tight. Ah.
Lights, no! I saved you. You're welcome. Keep on. Where did you have the lights?
I had it up on the lift, that's why I bumped it.
Sufficient light? I think that's... Yeah, there we go.
Okay, this is broken loose, so I'm unscrewing it and shut off the camera for now. Simon's taking off the motor mount bolt.
One of them, anyways. I wasn't my nose, so it's really hard.
Simon,
Yeah.
stop putting the bolts on the floor because the problem it is when I need to roll something by, I gotta pick them all up. Slows down the process. Know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Slows down the process. Is the other end spinning?
Yeah,
Don't. You gotta hold that end.
I am.
Huh?
I am.
No, you're not.
And I'm
Man, you have to hold this nut.
Oh,
That's why you're not making any progress.
okay then. I didn't realize that.
As a matter of fact, you probably can just take that nut off with your hand now. It was pretty loose. And if that bolt will pull out, just pull it out. Because if it'll pull out, yes, nothing supporting it. Okay.
Smells.
The other side, I'm going to put these bolts from the fuel pump back in so that they're not lost.
Up.
So what goes there?
It's okay if I move the light so I can see on this side.
Yes, it is. Those are started. I might have to crack that loose for you
It's okay. I'm gonna be able to do it.
on the other side, because I did on this side. Okay. Now, just so we remember,
Oh, perfect! Yes.
those bolts were hold on.
That was decay on my hands. I'm away from the terrible. I will ask, can I please have the handle while I work on this side?
What?
Actually, no, I won't need it. Never mind. I think I'll be able to move it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I have a ton of trouble.
Will an extension help you?
No, it's more of the size of my hands. I need something to prevent that other side from twisting.
Wasn't twisting when I was working on it.
Really? No, it's twisting.
Did it? 5/8 or 11/16.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Got it?
I had just the right size. Just the right size. I think I got it. I'm doing the exact thing parents tell their kids not to do. Stick their hands in holes.
Nah. Battery's getting low.
Huh?
Battery on our camera's getting low. But I have another one with us. out, huh?
Yep,
Nice.
they're out.
Okay.
Just have to relieve my hands from that pain.
Okay, Simon, I need you to find a bunch of wide boards that we can put under that transmission to hold it up while we pull the engine.
Oh, because it's already ready.
Yeah, because there won't be anything holding it once we get the engine out of the way. Collect them all first and then put the widest ones you find on the bottom. There should be a few that are pretty wide. Let's shut off the camera for a minute.
Scratch it. And we're ready to get some stuff off of here, right?
Yep.
Can you get me a 7/16, please? Actually, no, I need 9/16.
This is what you need. Okay, I want you to start with the bolts. These bolts are only, yeah, there's one here. That's the lowest one. I want you to start with them on both sides.
Okay.
Hold that a minute while I get an air hose.
Unscrew, right?
That was the wrong thing then. Loosen.
Don't loosen it. Oh! So heavy.
Yep.
Skippy loud. Do we have any other
Okay.
ones?
I don't have any other earplugs down here, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just gonna have to do something real loud. So it's the
Okay,
camera.
I said the bottom one. Hold on. I'm gonna go start the camera. Okay, oh, it's going. Go ahead.
Hey, ready?
Yep.
Go.
That doesn't sound good. Is that what the...
That was quick.
Oh, it's out. Okay. Put that aside. Come over here and get this one on. This one doesn't even look like it's all the way tightened.
Wow.
You see it?
Yep, I see it. Ready?
No, you're not on it. You've got to, yeah.
This is gonna be a quick task, isn't it?
Yeah. You can do the second one on this side.
And second one coming off.
They're not very long. They're coming out. You just need a quick tap on there.
Done.
Done. Yeah.
That's like tap done.
Yep.
It's got a lot of oil on it.
Done.
And done.
Make sure it's straight. They're coming out quick.
So mine's done.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, it's all.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure. Oh no, there's not one right there, right?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but that's not holding it on.
5 volts, right? There should be 6.
Okay. We have a vacuum one to disconnect here.
Oh crap! I lost one. Oh, found it. Never mind. No reason to panic. Ew, ew.
Well, this is interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can raise it up a bit. Can you slip another board under that transmission now?
Give me a sec.
So what we found is that we didn't take the power steering pump off yet. So there's 2 hoses attached to it. We're going to have to take those off so that they are not attached to the frame while we're trying to get the engine out. One of the return hose is low pressure, so it is just a hose clamp. Then you also have a high pressure one. It is, I probably have the wrong wrench here because I got my cheap set. There's another wrench like this over in the right-hand side of the tool drawer.
Right hand side.
5/8.
Huh? 5/8.
5/8. Okay, the high pressure hose is 5/8. Hopefully it's not on there too tight and I can get it off with. Here's the problem you sometimes have with this type of wrench. It's a 6-point, which is necessary, but I can't get it in a place where I can turn it easily. So I wonder what the bottom side of that is connected to and what I need to use to take that off. Okay, it would appear that there are a couple connections down on the bottom that if I can take those off, those will work.
Did you say?
Well, after fighting with that for a little bit, I decided that I'm not going to use that same old rusty connector anyways, and I'm likely to change the steering system completely. So I'm just going to snip these hoses and make it easy to take them out. Okay, in the meantime,
I don't know where the other one is.
what we've determined we forgot about is there are 3 bolts going to be holding the bell housing to the,
I got one out, but I forgot where the other ones are.
not the bell housing, the torque converter to the flex plate that's on the back of the engine.
Where's the other one?
Yep, one there, and on the other side in the same 2 places.
Well, I forgot where the other one was.
The other one is right down here.
Oh, okay.
So there's the turn lines snipped. And the pressure line is going next.
Goodbye, pressure line.
Goodbye. So now all of that will come out with the engine. Do you have those off yet, Simon?
You're surprising me now. There's something coming out. The fact that that's coming out, I take for granted.
Hmm?
The fact that that's coming out is because I'm sitting there. Trying to get fine and get this one single bolt. You know, I'm just gonna start twisting it.
By hand?
Yeah.
What'd you do with the one that came off the top piece?
Put it right there.
Okay. So that's loosened already.
Huh?
That's loosened already. Okay, he's going to take those 2 off and then we'll turn the camera back on. There were 3 nuts and bolts like this between the flex plate on the back of the engine and the transmission. We had to rotate the engine in order to get to those to loosen them, because when the one was on the bottom where you could reach it, the other two were behind the bell housing. So, much to my surprise, with a breaker bar, Simon was able to rotate the engine. Good job, Simon.
Thanks. I didn't expect that I was strong enough to do that either.
I'm going to raise this up a little bit.
Because we're pulling this engine off.
We are going to pull this engine off.
Now follow it with the camera,
I can
hopefully.
see it's already separating from the bell housing, but I need to get a screwdriver behind there.
Oh yeah, I can see. Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah, man. There's something that looks like it's still connected, but I know it's
And
not.
pop it off, because in addition to those bolts
Oh
that
my.
held,
There's something there. It's like this red thing. It's like.
leave your fingers out of there. In addition to those bolts that hold the bell housing on, there are a couple of pins for alignment of it. And those have to be popped loose. Let's see what that gets us.
So hope so.
They're almost out, I can tell you that.
I'll tell you that much. Yeah, those pins are all the way out. There's one pin. Separating, but there's another one
Is
still.
that camera still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay.
But I get move the action over to where this is going. So have we gotten every pin out? I think so.
The only things that might be hanging us up now are the two transmission pulley lines.
Yeah, but it's racing. It's racing. Look.
And you know what? Those I don't care if they get destroyed, because I wouldn't put them back on anyways. They're probably rust bonded at the transmission, and I won't be able to get them out without cutting them off anyway. So
Yeah. Hey, raised. That's a little bit crazy. I've never seen an engine off, to be quite frankly honest with you.
And even after all this dumping and stuff we did, there's still
We still
coolant
missed a
coming
bunch.
out.
We still missed one night. Just don't over, dude. How about we just open the door and so hold on. There we go. Just had to do something else. Oh, that's a lot of fuel.
That's not fuel, that's coolant still. And there is a ground wire between the frame and the engine block that needs to be taken out. So I'll drop it off a little bit.
Shot.
Okay. It's like about a 1/2 inch bolt to take that wire off.
Oh yeah, I see it. The half-inch bolt is already out, so we didn't have to action. 1/2. Now I gotta find where the ratchet's hiding. Hold on, we'll be right back. Going. Let's get this baby up now. Coming up. Man, hydraulics are strong.
Yes, they are. What's this? Oh my, I just broke my dipstick handle.
That's bad.
Tried to twist it and it broke right off.
That's sad.
Kinda not good.
Is that sad or is it bad? Is it just sad or is it sad and bad?
Everything loose on that side?
Huh?
Is everything loose on that side?
Yeah, you've just got the belts that's loose. You've got a hanging engine. It's just hanging.
What?
The engine. It's off.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Okay. Hopefully I can roll that out of the way now.
Ooh, stop.
Stop what?
Stop moving. Ow, crap. Just gonna have to move it and tragedy might happen. Ooh, stop. Cool. Even worse news. Just move it that way.
I can't because the wheels are in the way.
We're splatting a lot of hydraulic fluid.
And that's okay. Amazing how much coolant is still in there.
I can't push it because I am too weak. La 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 la
Okay.
That one does. Hold on. I'm so confused. And there's still coolant coming out, so I'm just gonna grab the pan.
Don't worry about the coolant, it'll evaporate. It's no big deal. Not a big deal.
That coolant evaporates?
Huh?
Does that evaporate?
Yeah, it'll evaporate.
Oh.
Okay.
That's pretty cool to see. Just the entire engine hanging there.
Yep. What we're going to do now is we're going to wheel this over to it. We're going to bolt it up to the engine stand. Is that video still running?
I bet so. Hey, there's this thing called cutting your videos.
Yep. I know.
Sad.
I do it only a little bit. So there is the engine on the engine stand, and my little helper is, I built, that's a three-legged engine stand, and
Yeah.
it's not very stable if you try to move it around with an engine on it. So I added, they're just dummy legs that will make it stop from tipping over.
Yep.
And so far, it's worked for me. So I can't complain with that solution to the problem. But there's where we have for a day's work for my helper. We got the body off and it's pretty much set up
There we go.
on a dolly. Just haven't dropped it down and moved it out of the way.
With the time, we get that.
If we had more time, we'd get more done, but,
Oh.
and there's
Crap.
chassis. Still have to take the transmission out and,
Good
well,
job,
everything
son.
basically. But we got an engine pulled and I think it's pretty good amount of work for a day with just a man and a boy.